Hello, everybody. It's your girl, Columbia. How are you? I'm fine. Thanks for asking. I got my new mic today. Can you tell I sound so crisp and clear? Like you really want to hear me like this crispy and this clear. So, anyways, I thought I'd just give some quick thoughts on your boy Donald Trump and what's been going on with his campaign of late because it seems to be imploding without any of us really doing anything. Um, Donald Trump has had a whole lot of accusations hurled at him, particularly that he is a sexual predator, that he has groped and forcibly kissed several women, and I would tend to believe it because of his past behavior. Um, he seems perfectly comfortable with and one of the accusers actually said that the incident happened in 2005, the same year that the tape that was released last week came from. So I'm more liable to believe that, yeah, he did this to these women. Not to mention that there's audio of him talking about how he used to go into the changing rooms, or may still go into the changing rooms, of the Miss USA contestants while they were changing, and he got to do this because he was the boss. Um, Donald Trump is a fucking predator. And people can sit here and talk about Bill Clinton, but Bill isn't the one running for president. Hill Dog is. I still use the South Park phrase Hill Dog. I didn't find it like super offensive. I always thought it meant that, she was a fucking fighter, Hill Dog. But might be a little too close up on the mic. Maybe need to change the gain, but I can't exactly hear myself right now. So oh, turning it up. Oh, I can hear myself. Yay. It has like this, it has a monitor on it, so I'm kind of having to listen to myself a little bit and keep it 100%. Of course, what Donald did is deplorable. We know it's deplorable. He's a fucking deplorable. And the people who are continuing to support him are fucking deplorable because they know that he's some kind of fucking sexual predator and they still want to support him. And I just feel like this is the guy, like this guy who is continuously being accused, has admitted to being, is admitted to sexually assaulting people. This guy who is admitted to going into women's changing rooms, this guy who has sexually objectified his own daughter, this is still the guy you support? Would you want that happening to your kid? Would you want that happening to your mom? What if Donald Trump made a pass at your mama? I bet you feel some type of way then. It's hard to talk about sometimes because I've been groped. I don't like that feeling. And it wasn't by somebody I wanted to grope me, trust me. That doesn't feel good to have someone touch you inappropriately and you feel like you don't have any recourse. And I used to see the guy like all the time, and it sucked. And you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be like, harming people to get your fucking jollies. But Donald doesn't care. And, the guy who groped me certainly wasn't running for fucking president. But this guy is going to be president. He could be president of the United States of America. Think of how many women he could grope then. What the fuck? Can you imagine this guy goes to fucking Russia or someplace to negotiate and he's groping the fucking world leaders and shit? He's feeling up Angela Merkel and shit? Damn. I mean, he could be embarrassing the United States in ways we can't even imagine yet. And yet, he still has supporters. And a lot of people are going to say, oh, and I'm going to say something that I know on YouTube is like saying, I support Hitler. But this is one of the reasons I'm a feminist, Joe, because I don't want other women to experience what I've experienced. And I certainly don't want powerful men to continue to feel like, well, I can touch whomever I want and I can fuck whomever I want and I can do whatever I want because I'm powerful or have money. I don't think Donald Trump has that much money. So I think it has more to do with power than anything. And I certainly don't appreciate his supporters who are trying to be like, it's a joke, he's just joking, because it's really not. If it's a joke, then what's the fucking punchline? It's not a joke. It's not cool. And it's men like this who make it hard for everyone, right? Because here's a guy who's in his fucking 60s talking about how he is, you know, still chasing tail like he's 17. You know, if he was 25, I think we could all have forgiven him and said, you know what, you were a young man, hopefully you know better now, and you need to do better and set a better example. But this guy was fucking 60. And it's just appalling to see that the American people would still stand behind someone who does not give a flying fuck about, you know, 38% of people, according to, I think it was the NBC Wall Street Journal poll, still support him. And it's like, you niggas a foul. You still supporting this guy? I mean, if he groped your mama, I bet you wouldn't be supporting him then. But I digress. Like I said, it's just kind of a short show. I'm more interested in testing my mic, so I just got a new mic for my birthday. Yay. I'm sure if you listen to the show regularly, you can totally tell because I sound much crispier and nicer. My niggas come through so nice. You know, I'm saying nigga and not nigger. It's great. But I just think, ooh, I saw South Park last night, right? Because I'm half thinking about this, half thinking about like, what am I about to watch tonight? I saw Bad Girls Club, so, but it's just ruckus to me, you know what I'm saying? And it's just upsetting to me because I don't want this fucking asshole to be president. I don't want him representing me or anyone else, you know, in the United States. But you know, knock on wood, I don't think he will. I think that you need too much of the woman's vote to win. Are people going to shut the fuck up and let me record? Or are they just going to fucking yell in the streets like some assholes? They're going to yell in the street like some assholes. It's a kid, so I can't be too mad. I don't think that... I think that no matter what, there's always going to be a certain contingency of people who are going to support an asshole like this, because they are gropers, they are forcible kissers. I am sure that there are a whole lot of people who go, a whole lot of men in particular, who go to Donald Trump rallies and who grope people. I am sure of that. He's not the only one. You know, you cultivate the audience that you cultivate, and he panders to people like this. This is his base. Gropers and assholes and racists. And whether or not, you know, you support his bullshit policies, you have to admit this is wrong. I don't give a fuck who you are. I don't give a fuck what gender you are. I don't give a fuck what your political affiliations are. This is wrong, right? Talking about a 10-year-old girl and saying, well, I'm gonna be dating her in 10 years, you know, believe that, is wrong. You don't talk about kids like that. That's weird, right? And it shows that Donald Trump only thinks of women as objects. He only thinks of women as objects to have sex with. He's not thinking about women as, oh, you know, she could replace me one day. She's going to be the next Donald Trump, or she's going to be the next great, you know, land developer or entrepreneurs. No, she's going to be my next wife. And he probably ain't lying. And we find out that little girl was Melania all along. I don't think that we can afford to have a president who thinks in such a way. And I know I'm not going to convince anybody who is already convinced that they're going to vote for Donald Trump. All I can tell you, if you're undecided, is look, if you're about policy, then go and look at his policies and go and look at the analysis done on his policies by people, by, you know, papers like WAPO. Go look at them, because he's going to cost us an ass load of money. His tax plan alone will cost $18 trillion over 10 years. We can't afford that. America, we have to raise taxes. Sorry. I know this is a country where people prefer, they claim, oh, I love America. America's the greatest country on earth. But does anybody want to pay for it? No, fuck that. Everybody's a patriot till tax day. And I'm all for this. Here's what I'm for too. I'm for nobody getting to call themselves a patriot unless they've bled for their country. Now, if you've gotten stabbed by a terrorist or something like that, then yeah, you can call yourself a patriot. But if you just sit up on a mic and talk, and you've never served in a war or you've never served in the military, you can't call yourself a patriot, honey. You might love your country, you might care about what happens to it, but you're not a patriot because you ain't never bled for it. All right. Now, if you bled for it, fine. I just had to get it out because this motherfucker is beyond reprehensible. It's not shocking. The little girl thing was shocking to me, but it's still like, it's not shocking. This is Donald Trump. This is the asshole he is. And the Republican Party should be absolutely ashamed of themselves. If I were if I were a Republican right now, I would be denouncing him. Of course, I would have been denouncing him from day one. And I would be praying for Jeb. I'll even pull a reverse Ann Coulter. They should have run Jeb Bush, and the fact that they didn't means they're going to lose. And I'd like to see them lose this time. Because it's so important that they do lose. They need, we keep rebuking their ideas, yet they keep proposing them. They keep proposing the same ideas, and we keep rebuking them, and they don't seem to care. So let this be the final rebuke. As far as I'm concerned, if you're a Democrat, particularly if you're an elected official, and the Republican or a Republican on the city council, on the state legislature, or in the state Senate, or in the big Senate, or as I call it, or in the House of Representatives, or if Hillary's the president, if a Republican proposes a stupid idea, tries to call the Democratic Party, a bunch of tax and spend liberals, I don't care what the attack is. Your counterattack is and should always be for at least the next 4 years. Yours is the party of Donald Trump. You need to shut the fuck up. I would tell any state senator, if he proposed some bullshit legislation, I'd look at him and be like, this man is from the party that attempted to put Donald Trump in the White House. This motherfucker shouldn't get to talk. In fact, if the Republicans lose, you motherfuckers shouldn't get to talk for the next 4 years. You need to tape your mouth shut, and whatever the Democrats want, if the Democrats want to spend all our money on crack cocaine and hookers, oh well. Because by nominating this guy, you've lost the right to comment. By supporting this guy, you've lost the right to comment. He is fucking reprehensible. And yes, I can understand the inclination to want to vote for someone who is brash and who doesn't seem to have a filter and who seems to tell it like it is and who seems to talk in a way that is folksy and down home. Of course, I can see where people appreciate that. But at the end of the day, Donald Trump is not only none of those things, but and he's not just a groper, he's not just a fucking sexual assaulter. He's a shitty fucking manager. And Steve Shives has said it. Kevin Logan and Dr. Winters have said it. And now I'm saying it. He is an ineffective manager. And if he can't manage a campaign, how the fuck is he going to manage a polity as big as the United States? Mind you, the United States is both a singular polity because of its federal government, right? But it's a singular polity that has to take the rules of 55, that has to force 55 different polities to accept its rules. And has to work with those 55 different polities. I say 55 because that includes some of our territories and whatnot. To create and to enforce policy. Okay. How do you expect him to be able to deal with that when he doesn't even know what Mike Pence is saying? Probably 70% of the time. You can't. Okay. And what I question when it comes to Trump supporters is, do they care about how the United States is run, or do they just care that the person that they like is in office? right? Because frankly, I like Hillary Clinton. I know that's a rare statement to make, but I like her. I like that she don't give a fuck, seemingly. I don't mind that she's kind of secretive. I think all politicians are. I think, you can't be not you can't manage a government without being secretive at some point. This is the United States. We're a secretive country. We've always been secretive about certain things. Um, and there's no country in the world that doesn't have secrets. There's no person in the world that doesn't have secrets. Um, I think that people want to act brand new about, I think, I tweeted this. I want to say that, people really love to act brand new about politics when it comes to Hillary Clinton and her emails and paid speeches, but then they want to act like cynics when it comes to, well, I support Trump, and then they want to act like, the biggest cynic in the world when it's Hillary Clinton, but then they act like the biggest idealist in the world when it comes to Donald Trump. I mean, I was on like Candid, I think, and I asked, well, what actual policies do you support of Donald Trump's, right? Just to see. And a guy posted a long ass diatribe. It was like, he's going to end illegal immigration. He's going to secure America's borders. And I'm like, you do understand what the role of the president is, right? Like, the president, you acting like the motherfucker's going to stand on the Mexican border with an AK-47 his goddamn self. The president of the United States couldn't end illegal immigration, even if you rounded up every brown person in this country and sent them over the border. You couldn't. And I am 100% sure that there are probably plenty of white people who are living in this country illegally because their visas are up and they haven't gotten them renewed. If you want to end illegal immigration, you know what the easiest thing to do would be? Make it easier to become a citizen of the United States, make it easy to renew your visa, and make getting a visa easier. That's it. That'll end illegal immigration. When it is easy, all right, relatively, when it's as easy as TurboTax is for paying your taxes, if you can make it that easy for people to renew their visas, then you'll probably end a good segment of illegal immigration. People don't want to be undocumented. People don't want to be in this country or in any other country without the proper paperwork, right? With expired visas. People don't want that, but they are. That's the reality. So we can either sit here and play idealist and pretend like we can end illegal immigration, or we can actually take steps to try to, end illegal immigration. People are going to come over the border and they're going to be undocumented, right? They're not just going to come over the southern border and be undocumented either. They're going to come and they're going to be undocumented. I think the best thing we can do, one of the best things I think we can do is institute biometrics, try to have as best of a relationship as we can with other countries, and try to get people their records, and try and really advertise that if you don't have your records, that's okay. We're going to help you find them. You're not just some person who's here legally. You're a person, and the United States government will do what it can to try to help you find those documents and keep you in this country. If you want to leave this country, we'll still help you find your documents so that you can leave, whatever. But to just sit here and pretend like Trump is going to do anything that he promises he's going to do, real pie in the sky, guys. I thought I was going to get to other shit, but I'm like, I don't have any coffee and I'm so wiped out. Listen, I will sit here and talk for like 10 more minutes if I can find my coffee. I'm not recording omnidirectional, so. No. Oh, here it is. Oh, fly in the ointment. I can't even get it. Fuck it. Anywho. So I thought I'd just go off about Donald Trump. No, it wasn't very coherent, but you know what? It's how I feel. And like I said, I'm surprised Bering and his horse didn't show up. I said the word feminist in a fucking in a live stream. Don't worry, I got something for that ass. Oh, do I got something for that ass? Don't worry. Anywho, it's been real, guys. It's been totally real. I just filled out my ballot, so I'm excited about that. I get to drop it off in a few days. I voted for Hillary Clinton, of course. What else did I vote for? I voted for 61 because the drug companies are trying to lie to people. and make them afraid. Because they're going to listen. Drug companies are going to raise the prices of drugs regardless of what we do. So at the very least, the state of California should put its foot down and say we're not paying more for drugs than the Veterans Administration pays. They're trying to protect the people of the state of California from these crazy drug increases, like we've seen with EpiPen, like we've seen with what was that other medication? I don't even remember. But the drug companies are trying to make it seem like, oh, well, you guys are just, you just trying to raise drug prices on the veterans. You're going to do that regardless. So much crap. I voted against the cigarette tax, y'all, because I smoke. Every cigarette tax, I vote against it. I don't give a fuck what it does for the children. I vote in my own interests. And I don't know if it does anything for the children. I think it does stuff for I don't even know. I didn't even look it up, really. I did not even bother to look it up. They said cigarette tax, and I said, fuck that. Because fuck that. You know how I feel? I feel like this about cigarette taxes. The government always wants me to pay for the fact that I smoke, but why don't you force these niggas to pay for it? Why does the consumer have to pay for an increase in cigarette tax? Why do I have to pay for that? Why can't the tobacco companies pay for that? They're the ones putting out the fucking product. I don't want to pay for that, so fuck it. But I voted for tax increases on basically everything else. I voted for that. I voted for those bond measures for the schools. I think that was 51. I voted for the plastic bag ban. I voted for the reusable bag. Where the funds for reusable bags will go. I mean, where the funds for reusable bags go. I voted for the local transit bond. It's going to raise taxes. It's going to raise the sales and retail tax too. It'll go from 9.5 now to 10. But I voted to raise it because, it's not like, we don't need improved transit. And the era of the car is over. Well, it's not over yet, but I feel like in the next, 150 to 200, 300 years, the era of the car is going to be over. Cars are no longer going to dominate, no longer going to get to dominate the transit landscape. So we built our infrastructure in most places to accommodate cars. And I think that we are going to, in the coming century, particularly in the coming 50 years, we're going to be remaking our infrastructure to accommodate more transit, more types of transit, like trams and light trains. And I think that in the next 100 to 200 years, we're going to be looking at remaking infrastructure, period, to limit people driving, point blank. And I think that's a good thing. Things change, right? The roads were once designed for donkeys. Don't nobody want them donkey roads now. And fuck that guy. If I ever find that guy, dude, I don't care if you're listening to this. If I ever find that dude on the purple motorcycle, I don't give a fuck what day it is, what time it is. I'm taking my gun. I'm shooting his fucking tires out. That motherfucker loves to come around here blasting at 1 a.m. And I can deal with that on a Saturday night. I really can. I can understand. Saturday night, Friday night, you want to blast your music loud. You want to be doing what you do. Even on a Sunday night, I give you that. But nigga, on a fucking Tuesday night, you blasting at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. No, fuck that. Fuck that. All right. This is why they shouldn't let me own a gun. Oh, I voted for the bullets and the background checks. I think that's 56. Because I didn't get a proper voter guide. But that's something we can do. So I think I might do that, is go through the California voter guide and talk about the propositions and junk. Yeah, it'll be boring, but you know what? Somebody got to fucking do it with you guys. So I think I'm going to do that, but not right this second. Like I said, guys, I'm making this video to use my new mic. Part of it is I want to ramble about Donald Trump and his fucking blatant misogyny and sexual predatory nature. But part of it is, a little smidgen of it is I want to use my mic and I want to see how the audio turns out, and it'll give me a sense of whether I should change the settings. Should I increase the gain? Should I change the pattern? This mic got about 5 different buttons on it. No, it only has four. It has a mute button. It has the volume adjustment for the headphone volume because it's got like an internal monitor. Um, it's got a pattern knob and uh the gain knob. So there you go. Got that Blue Yeti, boy. Yay, yay. Sorry. I fucking had to do that. I got the blackout one because I'm a black person. And the computer on the box looks just like my computer, so. And why is that one sticking straight up? Because mine is like tilted at an angle. I tilted it, but still. I haven't even looked at the box show. I did read the instructions though. Because I was like, what does pattern mean? The fuck is that? Anyway. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna pass out. No one's listening, so I don't have to say guys, because no one's paying attention. I don't go fuck. Well, no one's hearing it now. Someone might hear it later. If you're hearing it later, kudos to you, bro. Kudos to you, bro, because you got here and you stayed and you listened. But yeah, I just wanted to ramble a little about Donald Trump and test out my mic because, you know, with a new mic, you know, I'm used to like hovering over my computer because the mic is right, you know, right there. And now I'm having to like see, you know, where I can be and how close I can be from the mic and all that fucking bullshit. So that's just what it is, I suppose. Uh-oh. Gotta be careful with that. So, like I say, like I said, I'm okay. I'm just kind of tired. It's been a long, long day. A lot of first world problems today. In particular, getting this fucking mic. So I'll tell the little story because I told it on Twitter and nobody cared and nobody cares now. So let me tell it anyway. So I bought this mic on the 10th, maybe, and I paid for like 1 day. It might have been, I think it was the 11th, and I paid for like 1 day shipping. No, what was Monday? Yesterday was the 12th. Tuesday was the 10th, so it was the 9th. Paid for 2 day shipping because I wanted it on my birthday, or 3 day shipping, whatever the fuck. Oh shit, I gotta cancel that Prime trial. Yeah, got the little Prime trial, and I only did it because it is close to my birthday, and so I had a little extra cash, and so, you know, I knew I was going to want to order stuff from Amazon, so I said, yeah, I'll do the Prime trial, and I can just, you know, get free shipping on stuff. So I paid for the 1 day shipping. They said, oh, it's going to be here by 8 o'clock on your birthday. I said, cool, great. It's awesome. Waited till 8, you know, stayed out late the night before, you know, had the day off, went out on my birthday and chilled, and, you know, well, I didn't chill. I went on my birthday. I went shopping for books. Guys, I'm nerdy as shit. Went shopping for a book, found it after going to 4 bookstores. I found it at the 4th bookstore. Because the other 3 are independent bookstores, so I don't know that you can go to their website and like look up and see if they have the book, but they didn't. I'm very surprised at you, Pegasus Books. Very surprised at you, Ned's Half Price Books. But anyway, so I went out and I was kind of expecting to come home and it was going to be here. And I said, oh, cool. If it's here, I'm going to set up and then I'm going to do a birthday show, because that's really what I wanted to do, was do my birthday show. But stayed up till 8. Stayed up till 8 and nothing happened, right? And I was fucking tired. I was beat, dude. I went all around Berkeley. I went all types of places. I went to the town, shopped around there for a while. So I was just like, when I got home, right? And I finally got my book and I was like, and I got home. And so I was pissed last night. So I just thought, and this is a fucking terrible story, bitch. If you can't get through the fucking, you know what? Fuck this story. Fuck this. This is a horrible ending to this fucking broadcast. But you know what? It's my broadcast. It's my very expensive microphone. Well, not very, very expensive, but my expensive microphone. And I can do what the fuck I want to. Didn't get it yesterday. Called the postal service today, and they tell me, "Oh, well, it's still at the post office." So I go to the post office, and they say, "Oh no, it's not here. It's out for delivery." So I, run back from the post office to the bus stop. And I should have said fuck it and gone and gotten some food. But I said no, because I want to catch the mail person if they come, because I want to make sure they have it. Got back home, it still wasn't there. Waited around a couple hours, still wasn't there. If people are gonna scream, then I'm gonna fucking go beat them with this mic. By the way, if you don't have a Blue Yeti, you should know these things are heavy as shit. And Jurassic Park taught us only one thing: it's if it's heavy, it's expensive. Put it down. This thing is heavy as fuck. I picked up the box. And I was like, what the fuck else is in here? Because I've had microphones in my life. It's not, they were ever this fucking heavy, but this bitch is heavy. She don't play that shit. And she's black like me. Well, the white one was, and it's weird. I find it very interesting that I figure it has something to do with coloring something white, right? Like when you color plastic white, I assume that makes it, it's more expensive to do that than it is to make it black. But if you buy stuff and it comes in black or white or different colors, you tend to find that the black thing is the cheapest and the white one is more expensive. And I wasn't going to spend an extra like $10 on a white microphone. Sorry, guys. I'm too black power for that. So after waiting, I finally got my mic. So yeah. Oh, somebody's watching this. Oh, baby, you picked the wrong time. You better go, because I'm about to go pass out. I don't have the chat up, so if you're somebody I know, leave a comment. If you're one of my subs, leave a comment. Oh, you're gone. Great, I can finally go. So I just wanted to say that I love my mic. It's awesome. Donald Trump is a deplorable, a misogynist, a racist, a piece of fucking human garbage that should be left on an island. Donald Trump should be you know what? I'm going to go on and say it. He and his supporters should be rounded up and left on an island. One of those horrible like uninhabited ones that fucking get hit by hurricanes every 15 days or whatever. Leave them there. I am not going to sit here and have to live with Donald Trump, even after the election, because he's going to be running around talking about it was rigged. It's rigged. That's a sure sign of a fucking loser. A person who can't lose gracefully is a fucking loser, no matter what. Just remember that, folks. So your girl is out, but it's been great being here with you, and I've so enjoyed it. I hope to catch you guys soon. I will talk to you later. Good night.